For cars, I'm going to tell you which ones I've personally watched cross 280,000 miles without an engine rebuild, a transmission swap, or a single catastrophic failure. Not reviews, not spec sheets. Cars I have physically worked on, billed for, and watched drive away looking embarrassed at how little they cost to fix. 20 years. Every car on this list has been on my lift multiple times. Some of them I stopped charging full labor on because the repair was almost insulting in how simple it was. The car at number 1? I've recommended it to my own family members. That should tell you everything before we even start. Here's the thing about reliable cars, every manufacturer claims it. The word means nothing unless someone who's actually pulling parts can back it up with data from the floor. What I'm measuring today isn't the resale value. It's not 0 to 60 times. It's one number: how much does owning this car actually cost you per year once you're past the purchase price? Fuel, maintenance, the stuff that breaks, all of it. These 4 are genuinely different. And one of them is going to surprise you, because it doesn't look like a reliable car at all on the surface. Car number 4, Honda Civic. Starting here because the Civic gets underestimated constantly. People treat it like a starter car you graduate from. Mechanics treat it like a gift. Last year, 2016 Civic EX, 161,000 miles. The owner came and convinced she needed a new car. She'd been told by 2 different shops that the car was getting up there. I put it on the lift, ran a full inspection, found a worn sway bar link and a brake fluid flush that was overdue. Total bill, $310. She drove that car out of there looking genuinely confused. That's the Civic's defining characteristic. When it does need work, the parts are cheap and the labor time is short. You're not paying for exotic components or proprietary nonsense. The K-Series and L-Series engines Honda built across the 2012 to 2022 generation are over-engineered for what this car is supposed to be. They run clean, they respond well to basic maintenance, and the timing chain, not a belt, a chain, doesn't have a replacement interval. It just runs. Think of it like a lawnmower engine that somehow ended up in a car. It doesn't care how many times you start it. RepairPal puts average annual maintenance on a Civic at roughly $368. That's not a typo. Compared to a segment average closer to $900, you're looking at over $500 a year staying in your pocket. The most common repair, front brake pads, runs $180 to $240 all in. The second most common? Oil changes. If you're buying used, one thing, check the transmission fluid color on CVT models from 2016 to 2018. Pull the dipstick. If it's dark brown or smells burnt, someone didn't service it on schedule. Walk away or negotiate hard. Clean fluid is pink or light red. That's the only inspection point that actually separates a good one from a problem. Buy it, change the fluids on schedule, forget you own a car. That's the Civic ownership experience. But the Civic is almost too obvious. Number 3? Nobody's putting this one on a reliability list, and that's exactly the problem. Before we move on, if you own any of the cars we're covering today, there's one universal thing you can do in your driveway that cuts your long-term repair costs in half. No tools, it costs nothing, and I'll show you exactly what it is before the end of this video. Car number 3, Honda Accord. The Accord sits in the segment where people start making emotional decisions. Bigger car, nicer interior. Suddenly they're comparing it to German alternatives that cost 4 times as much to maintain. Stop doing that. I've got a customer, 2014 Accord V6, just crossed 200,000 miles. His total mechanical spend outside of scheduled maintenance over the last 6 years? $1,100. 1 alternator. 1 set of motor mounts. That's it. You know what the average American spends on car repairs annually? Over $1,200, and that's across all vehicles, not just the expensive ones. This guy was beating the average on a car with 200,000 miles. The 2.4L 4-cylinder and 3.5L V6 engines in the 8th and 9th Gen Accords, 2008 to 2017, are workhorses. The V6 especially, Honda overbuilt that engine for the platforms it went into, which means it has more thermal headroom than it ever actually needs. Heat is what kills engines. Engines that run cool live long lives. One legitimate weak point, the 4-cylinder in early 9th Gen models, 2013 to 2014 specifically, had oil dilution reports in cold climates. If you're in a cold state, stick to V6 or go 2015 and newer. Annual maintenance average per RepairPal, $400. Major repair probability within 5 years of ownership, among the lowest in the segment. The most expensive common repair on the Accord is a starter motor replacement, $450 to $600 depending on your shop rate. That's a rare job on a well-maintained car. Transmission fluid on the V6 models. Honda says 100,000-mile intervals. Change it at 30,000. I don't care what the sticker on your car says, I've seen what 100,000-mile-old ATF looks like, and it looks like something you drain from a deep fryer. If this is useful, hit subscribe. I've got a video coming on transmission failures that dealerships are actively hiding from customers. The Accord is what you buy when you want the Civic's reliability DNA but need 4 adults to fit comfortably. The math doesn't change. Alright, 2 down. Number 2 genuinely surprised me the first time I looked at the long-term cost data, and it's not what you think. Car number 2, Toyota Prius. I know what half of you just thought. Stick with me. 2012 Prius. 243,000 miles. Came in for an AC recharge and a wheel bearing. That's all. The owner had replaced brake pads once, because the regenerative braking system barely uses the physical pads. The original hybrid battery is still functioning. I've had pickup trucks come in with more problems at 80,000. You, right now, probably assume a hybrid battery replacement costs a fortune. Here's the actual number, $1,500 to $3,000 for a Gen 3 Prius, and the average failure mileage on that battery is past 200,000. Most Prius owners never pay it. The 1NZFXE and 2ZRFXE engines, Toyota's hybrid-specific 4-cylinders, run an Atkinson cycle, which means they operate at a different thermal efficiency than a standard engine. Less heat, less wear per mile. The engine also shuts off completely at low speeds because the electric motor handles it. Every mile you drive in city traffic, the combustion engine is doing less work than a conventional engine would be. Less work means less wear. Less wear means less money. Annual maintenance average, around $408. But here's the number that actually matters, brake jobs. On a conventional car, front brakes every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. On a Prius, many owners go 80,000 to 100,000 before the first pad replacement. At $200 to $300 per axle, you're eliminating entire service visits that other cars can't. Fuel costs on top of that? At 50 plus mpg combined on older models and higher on newer ones, you're spending nearly half what a conventional sedan costs to fuel annually. That's real money. Check the 12-volt auxiliary battery, not the hybrid battery. This is a regular small battery under the trunk floor, and it's the one that actually strands people. It's cheap, $120, but most owners don't know it exists until it dies. If you're buying used, test it. If you've owned one over 3 years, replace it proactively. Ignore the stigma. The Prius has a lower total ownership cost than almost any car in this video over a 10-year period. The data is clear. That one surprised a few of you. Because number 1, the car I've seen outlive owners, outlive payments, outlive 2 generations of smartphones in the cup holder. That's next. Car number 1, Toyota Camry. There is no argument. Put every sedan ever built in a room together, look at 300,000-mile examples across all of them, and the Camry is always overrepresented. I had a customer bring in a 2007 Camry 4-cylinder last spring for an oil leak. 287,000 miles. We fixed a valve cover gasket, $180 job. While it was on the lift, I looked at the undercarriage. Looked like a car with 80,000 miles. No corrosion issues, original exhaust manifold, front subframe hadn't been touched. I asked him his maintenance routine. He said, I change the oil every 5,000 miles and I don't push it past 75 on the highway. That's it. That was the whole secret. No exotic fluids. No dealer service packages. No extended warranties. Oil and restraint. 287,000 miles. The 2AR-FE 4-cylinder and 2GR-FE V6 that Toyota used across 2007 to 2017 Camrys are examples of deliberate over-engineering. These engines were built to tolerances that other manufacturers at similar price points weren't bothering with. The piston rings seal tighter. The cooling system capacity is larger relative to displacement than most comparables. They burn clean and stay cool. One known issue, 4-cylinder models from 2007 to 2009 had oil consumption complaints. Check for blue smoke on cold starts if buying that generation. It's not universal, but it's real. RepairPal annual maintenance average, $388. Major repair probability in the first 5 years, 11%, among the lowest of any non-luxury sedan tracked. The most expensive common repair on a well-maintained Camry is a water pump, $350 to $500. On a poorly maintained one, it's a timing chain tensioner, $900 to $1,400. Maintain it and you'll probably never face either. Coolant. Toyota has a specific long-life coolant, pink, not green, that goes into these engines. Shops sometimes flush it with generic coolant because it's cheaper. That degrades the cooling system protection faster. Ask what coolant they're using before any flush. If they don't know immediately, red flag. The Camry isn't exciting. It has never been exciting. It was built by engineers who decided that a car lasting 300,000 miles was more valuable than a car feeling fast at 45 miles per hour. They were right. By one, treat it with basic respect, and it will embarrass every sporty sedan on the road by still running when they're in a junkyard. For sedans, total annual maintenance across all four, under $400 on average. That's what the data says. That's what my shop floor confirms. You now know more about what actually costs money to own than the vast majority of people who will walk onto a car lot this weekend and take a salesman's word for it. One thing, free, works on all four cars. Every month, on a cold engine, pull the oil dipstick. Wipe it. Look at the color. Brown is normal. Black means you're overdue. Milky or gray means coolant is mixing with oil. Get it to a shop immediately. That 30-second check has caught problems for customers that would have cost them $4,000 if they'd waited for a warning light. Warning lights are your car's last resort. Your eyes are faster. If you want the other side of this list, the sedans that look cheap to buy but destroy budgets within 3 years, I made a full breakdown on that. Every car on it was recommended by a salesman. Every one of them has a known defect the manufacturer hasn't recalled. It's right here. 20 years at the bench. These four earned it. Like, subscribe and share with your loved ones going onto the lot this weekend. You might be saving them from a $6,000 repair bill. Take it or leave it. I'll see you in the next one.